Okay, good morning. So, what we're going to do today is housekeeping, introduction, background to the course, look at some requirements for the course, if you're to do well, and then we'll get into some actual teaching stuff, technical stuff, looking at understanding strategic management, any questions, and then we close. So, it's important for me to maybe give you an idea my approach to teaching and this course, what is different about this particular course, so that in beginning you know what you have to do well. So I am akin to Love Corbin, and I only teach strategy final year. One time I used to teach in first year, second year, so there's a lot of students I only see in final year. But years ago I used to teach principles of management, which most of you should do. I did a bit of OB, but HR used to be my course before Dion and Nicole and those took over. So I used to do HR, but I do a lot. I said I only do strategy final year, but I do most master's courses in HR, HRD, strategic HR, the HR suite. Right? So, switch to the other setting. So how many people here are management students? Management, all management? HR, who's doing HR degree? Accounting and finance, marketing, tourism. Any out of faculty people? Your tourism? Any out of faculty? So I want to wish you a very warm welcome. Right? My philosophy for teaching is simple. All students are brilliant. All students got the potential to get an A or A plus. Most students choose not to. Because you underutilize your time. And a lot of students come with an approach to rote. All you want to do is to read the notes, remember, go in the exam, and you prepare these questions in advance. Right? That's what a lot of students do. You prepare these questions in advance, and you try to spot. You learn about 4 topics when you do that. Some of these got to come, and you look for past papers, and you conclude if I look for past papers, I'm likely to find something, and I will cram at the last minute. But we'll talk a bit about why cramming is a recipe for failure in this course, and we'll talk about it very shortly. So, this is going to be a very exciting course. I need to admit up front, it's going to work you hard. Yeah? It's going to work you hard. It's a lot of work, a lot of coursework. Fair set of reading you have to do, but it's not a difficult course, right? It's not a difficult course. Right? So students would say, and if you talk to anybody who did it before, it's kind of demanding, but there are rewards. And as I said, my premise is, I come with the premise, you're all brilliant and intelligent students. So the fact you're here at university, so if you're all brilliant and intelligent students, you have the capability to get a good grade if you desire so. Some people just want to pass it to graduate. Most likely, a lot of you are in your final semester. But I'm challenging you to do better than that. And why I'm challenging you this is, anybody read that speech by Barrow? Mirror image speech, back in either 82 or 86. Anybody ever read it? I would suggest you read it. It's a very short, but a very powerful speech. Not only relevant for Barbadians, but also relevant for Caribbean people. And he's basically challenging us to have a mirror image, to look at self, to look at your position in your family, in your community, and in Barbados, in St. Lucia, in St. Vincent, Dominica, whichever part you come from, and to determine who you are, what you stand for. So when you leave here, you can just go and look for work or set up a business, but are you conscious of the contribution you can make for the development of your society? So if you're Vincentian or Dominican or Trinidadian or other Caribbean country persons, are you conscious of the need for you to make a contribution to your society's development? Right? So that's the challenge I'm putting out. And he was basically saying that, have a look at yourself. So I always tell students, good morning, how are you? University education is a very serious thing, So students come here for a number of reasons. How many people are here just to get a degree? Put your hands up. Get a degree? How many people are here to get a degree while you were learning? Let me show your hands. To get a degree while you were learning. Put your hands up, let me see. Yeah, number of hands. Right. How many people were here to get a degree while you're learning and also being able to build relationships, to learn more about the world? Nobody? I would like to think so, folks. You see, but sometimes students, sometimes students don't get caught up in passing a course, You get caught up in passing a course. So that's what your university life was. Doing courses and passing exams. And when you graduate, what is going to happen then? You think a degree would add value to their life? It wouldn't, folks. Building networks. The way you get work, even if you have a business, the only way your business will grow is when you build relationships and networks. Negotiating with people, meeting people. So a degree doesn't guarantee your success. It's your ability to build networks, and negotiate, and interrelate with people. I mean, but this is the last stage. This may be some of your last semester, so what I'm saying might be moved. But I'm still saying it, folks, that if you leave university thinking the same way you came in, with your same worldviews, your same opinions, and nothing changed, you just wasted 3 or 4 years or 5 years, depending if you're part-time. Because university is not only about passing courses, it's about expanding your mind, having different views about life, being able to see things more critically, being able to read an item in the newspaper and realize, something, you may read articles now, it's much more deeper than I used to when I first started at university. Right? So the university is, as I said, a rounded education for life. And that's one of the things I push as I teach my courses. So I move off the academics and we talk about life issues. So even in this course, sometimes we move off the academics and we talk about life, because business is about life and strategy is about life, right? So what is required? As I said, it's not hard, but it calls for a fair set of reading, consistent reading, practice, and some kind of dedication, and it is not a cram course, right? And I stress, it is not a cram course. I'm going to tell you, and I will show you very shortly why it is not a cram course. It is not a cram course, and it is not a rote course. Which means that you could determine you will skip classes, you will skip tutorials, and at the end you will do what students normally do. You cram, and you're reading, and I guarantee you there's a high probability you will fail. Because the way this course is, it's a capstone course. How many people read the preamble to the course? When you go into the preamble to this course, how many people read the preamble to this course? The little paragraph that tells you what this course is about. How many people read it? I'm serious. And you saw capstone, right? So what do you think capstone means? What did you understand by that? Sorry? It's a lot. She said it's a lot. Anybody else? Capstone, what do you think it means? Yes, sir. Right. So it's like icing on the cake. So we really don't teach new things in this course. This course is made up of all of these other management courses you did. So we just take all of those things and tell you, since you are at the end of your degree, put this into practice, apply it. Right? It makes it a little challenging. That's why I'm saying just reading notes will not help you to pass this course. And I'm serious about it. Now, the other thing about my style, I like a very interactive style. Right? So at some point during any class, I will look at you and I will punch you, and if you pretend you're not seeing me, I will walk down and I will come where you're sitting. Because some students, I'm looking at them and they're looking all around, but they don't see me. So since they are short-sighted, I walk around and they say I mean you, right? So you know I mean you, right? So I'm very interactive, right? So I'm suggesting to you folks, studying, consistently reading, consistently studying, and preparing assignments helps you a lot, right? Now I have Usain Bolt here for a reason. Anybody here in this class ever did athletic sprinters? You're a sprinter? Right. What's the most important section of a sprint? Start. Why is the start the most important section of a sprint? It gets you ahead. There's something more important than that too. What is the most important section of a race, a 100-meter sprint? It determines the end. I love that you're a smart lady. Now, a semester is a sprint because we know from your time in university, from the time the semester begins, and in fact, last semester went so quickly, it had everybody in trouble. So it's a sprint. So folks, as soon as semester starts, it is exam timetable comes out, and you know in mid-October when the exam timetable comes out, the rest is history. Exams are point. So folks, I'm suggesting to you, since this course is like a sprint, you need to adopt a sprinter's mindset. So while you are freshish, as you create that word, this is the time you need to do your most reading and studying. The old model we have, which is a flawed model, you are fresh and strong. Take your time in week 1, take your time in week 2, take your time in week 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Week 8, you start to pick up because you hear midterms coming. But you know the problem with midterms. When midterms come, you dump everything else because with midterms, and a lot of your courses will be midterms. I abandoned midterms long ago. I don't believe in them. I really don't believe in exams, period, actually. I don't believe in sitting in a room to test anything. It tests your ability to cram. So I philosophically don't believe in these summary exams to say you know it. I think there are other ways you can assess to test people's knowledge and competence. But that's my view. So I'm saying to you, if you wait till you are tired during weeks 9 and 10, when you are bogged down with all of these exams that are coming up midterms, you're getting tired in weeks 8, 9, and 10. I'm saying use the alternative model, which is from week 1, when you are fresh, is when you start to study hardest and most. So your first 5, 6, or 7 weeks are the weeks you should really study hardest and smartest. And I will guarantee you, if you follow my methodology, that you work hardest in this course from week 1 to 8, 9, the probability that you will get anything higher than a B plus is about 80%. Let me repeat it. I'm guaranteeing you and assuring you, if you follow my methodology and you start reading and studying hard from week 1 to 8, in this course, when you come to your tutorials and you do your assignments, the probability that you will get a grade B plus and up is about 80%. Anybody believe me? You believe me? I will show you why I'm saying that. I will give you the evidence. So I say it's different to the model I know happens in the university, where most students will start studying. In fact, when semester ends, some people start to study. But you just do assignments. You don't really study. Somebody come at your cram, send it in. Cram, send it in. The project, but other than that, but full-time students got so many, you have so much time. And you know the simple remedy. When I hear full-time students telling me that things are rough, I laugh. You know, there are people who work and study, so just treat university as work. Leave, if you were working or had your business, you will start about 8, 9. So all you got to do if you're full-time, whether you have classes or not, in evening, come to university 8:39, and just study, take a break, study, take a break, study, take a break, go to your classes, and then go home the evening and relax. But you have classes, you stay home and you do little, hours pass. So it's just a matter of style, of scheduling. Right? So if you have a class at 2, don't come to university for 2. Come to university in the morning, and that's time to study and prepare your assignments. And then you could have your night to relax. You could have your weekends to relax. So treat university as work. Come down and spend all of that time doing it. Like, there are people who work, and they have to find 2 or 3 hours to find the time, you see. So I'm suggesting that for full-time people. Maybe I say this is at the last semester, some of you graduating. But it worked for me when I was at university many years ago. This course has a record of high performance, right? As I said, I agree it is demanding. I work you hard, and over the years, students would go and complain to the dean for me, they complain to the faculty for me, oh, it's too much work. But when the exam finish and they get the A's and A pluses and A minuses, oh, Dr. Corbin, I get an A, but if they forget they're going to complain for me, it's not the office. It's not reasonable. Nobody giving us as much work. So folks, I will give you the statistics, not the talk. And I said it last semester, and students were looking at me blind. I assure them. So if you know anybody that did this course last semester, go and talk to them and ask them if I didn't tell them the same thing. I give them an assurance of what will happen. This course is skewed. You all know the statistics? This course is skewed to the right. It's skewed to the right. You all know the bell curve, right? The normal curve. And normally 10% of the so-called break ones fall in there, right? But this course is skewed to the right, where most students will fall in here. But they work you hard to achieve it. So let me show you the statistics from last semester. 1C, 31 failures. 1C. And I will tell you about this failures. I will tell you about this. Folks, 1C. Check the rest of the grades. B minus. B. Check 27 B pluses, 20 A minuses, 32 A's and 9 A pluses. 37% of students got A's. 43% of students got B's. 80% of students got a grade of B and up. Only 1C. 1C. So it ain't me. It's not my exam. It can't be my exam because 80-something% of students got B and up. In fact, I can say 37% of students got in the A range. If you find one other course in the university that got these statistics, there might be two. Most courses ain't got this kind of percentage in passing. And this is the final exam. This is the whole course. Now, so this is an interesting. This has been happening for years. Now, what it says, you know what it says? The exam wasn't hard, correct? Because if the exam was hard, so many students can't get A's. Or so many students can't get B pluses. So between, you see how many people get between B plus and A plus? Add up 30 and 27 is how much? 57 and how much? And the course had 165 students. Do you see how many students got A's? So I don't have a problem giving out A's, but you have to work for them. You understand what I'm saying? But folks, I got to tell you about this now. If you approach this course as your other courses where you wait for the last minute to cram, and you determine you did it all your semester where you just read, folks, reading will help you pass this course. You know what helps you pass this course? Understanding concepts. Understanding the relationships. Because this course looks at multiple relationships. It's not linear. It looks at understanding, learning, and application. It is not about rote. Rote means I already understand it, but I can learn it by heart and put everything on the exam paper. That's the 31. Right? I repeat, if you're into just preparing these questions in advance, you can't prepare the essays in advance for this course because the way it is structured. Right? It calls for you to understand, and it calls for your knowledge of a lot of the other subjects that you did, and we bring them together and interrelate them. And I'll show you the courses that are required, even though not stated explicitly. So I said I'm comfortable you can achieve excellence. The statistics show that, and that's the statistics we've been getting for a number of years. But unfortunately, some students don't buy in to what I propose. So, in order to do this course well, right? Since we said it's a capstone, it means we are putting, icing on the top is that we are bringing all of these courses together and mixing them up. That's what we do. We mix them up and interrelate and interconnect. Principles of management. So the basic concept of the environment of business. the external, the internal environment, pestle analysis, SWOT analysis. Those basic concepts are concepts that we use. Accounting, we do accounting and finance, so financial ratio analysis, financial management, your net profit margin, gross profit margin, return on investment, turnover, inventory turnover. So we deal a lot with accounting and finance. Human resource management is done for being marketing. It is heavy in marketing, heavy in marketing. So a lot of the marketing concepts, again, environmental analysis, and I spoke to Joanne, you all do SWOT analysis, you all do 5 forces analysis. We deal with those concepts in strategy, issues of integration, backward, forward integration. We deal with those concepts. We don't teach them over, right? We deal with them since the course is built on the fact you have covered and passed these courses, at least most of you. I know some people might not have. Production and operations management to some extent, business, governments, and society and managerial economics. So what it means, folks, that as we start in the first 3 weeks, we have to build a foundation for this course. And I always tell students the first 3 weeks are very critical to this course, where we review concepts in very significant ways. Right? And since some of you might have done these courses a while ago, you need to go back for your notes and your books and start to refresh your memory. Because I cannot teach over 10 courses in one semester. So we start this course with the premise, you have a knowledge base. Right? You know these courses, you have done them before. You just need to refresh your memory. All we do now is apply them in the context of strategy. That's what we do throughout the semester. So that's why I don't lecture in this course. Every week I do a lecturette, but we are interactive, asking questions. We give you assignments that we do in class. We actually do stuff. We give you copies of matrices. We analyze those matrices in the class. So this class is not a lecture, it is very interactive. All the notes that I'm going to show, the PowerPoint notes, are already uploaded to e-learning. And one of the things I started from last semester actually is recording sessions. So I record all of my lectures and I put them up in my YouTube thing, and I open it that any student at any point can go and listen to any lecture. Right? And I will leave that as is. The part that is critical is the interaction, so that I am here for me to test and help you to understand the relationships and the linkages. So that's why I always say, to be effective and learn the concepts necessary and the interrelationships, it is important to read ahead for this course. And I stress reading ahead is very important for this course, which means that before you come to next week's class, please read up the topic for next week, so that when we are engaging in our interactive discussions, that at least you have an idea what is happening. And why is this important? The research has shown that when students come to a class having read the subject matter in advance of sessions like this, there's a higher rate of learning. And I'm stressing higher rate of learning. Now, what it does, it ensures that you don't have to do so much reading and cramming in preparing for the exam. Right? And the other thing about this course that is important, by weeks 11, 12, or 13, those students who we show that do well, right? By weeks 11, 12, or 13, which is the end of semester, students who will get an A will know that they will get an A, because at that point, they're really ready to do the exam. Let me repeat. By week 13, the way this course is taught, students who will do well will know by week 13 that they will do well and feel comfortable, because at that point, they will know all that is necessary to basically do the exam. They just need to do a little, revision to prepare themselves. Right? That is what would happen to the average student if you follow my methodology and what I'm suggesting. So you hardly do a lot of preparation for this course in preparing for exam. You surely wouldn't work as hard as if you had to use the old rote approach to learning. The final set of points I want to make is this is a level 3 course. Right? It is not a level 2 course. And I know sometimes students who are level 2 see it, since it does not have restrictions for entry, and they determine, I can do this course, it doesn't have a restriction. But the restriction is built in. That if you did not do a whole set of those courses, particularly the principles of management, the marketing, or financial management, you are putting yourself at a significant disadvantage. Let me repeat, if you haven't done marketing, financial management, or you haven't done principles of management or HR, you are putting yourself at a significant disadvantage if you're still level 2. And what I suggest you do in the break, you need to speak to me one-on-one. And they do it every semester. You need to speak to me in the break or at the end of our lecture, because you're exposing yourself to some challenges, significant challenges. I can't teach over, I stress, I cannot teach over courses that you've passed already, right? So that's for people who are level 2, who thought that this course didn't have any prerequisites or any restrictions in coming in. I know there are some people, because of the choice of degree, I think maybe tourism might be one of those, but there's some courses that people might not have done 1 or 2, but you still need to speak to me, and I will give you guidance, the priority areas you need to spend in getting yourself up to mark. So it means in the first 3 to 4 weeks, you have a lot of background reading to do to really get yourself up to the level that is required. So one of the first things we want to do would be to look at a review of the environmental business, because we look at the environmental business in a significant way. It's a foundation requirement for this course. So before we get there, any questions, any comments, any queries from anyone? Everybody is clear?